Greetings to you all. Welcome to my video session. Mr. Karthikeyan here, mentor in NEET, Boskin and Zoology subject. In this video session, I had brought for you an unique topic, that is angiospermic higher plants matured embryo sac structure. The clear diagrammatic view is presented on the board and parts also mentioned. Then the structure and arrangement, let me explain to you. This is an embryo sac. Embryo sac is also known as a female gametophyte of the plant. This embryo sac is located inside the ovule. Ovules are arranged on placenta in the ovary is known as placentation. So placentation different types: axial, parietal, free central, basal, marginal. So these are the types of placentations based on the arrangement of ovules on the placenta. Here, in each ovule, the embryo sac is located. The embryo sac is made up of 7 cells and 8 nuclei. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Cells are 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Nuclei are 8. 7 cells, 8 nuclei are located in the embryo sac, or embryo sac is made up of. An embryo sac, it has 2 ends. One is chalagal end and another one micropylar end or micropyle end. Chalaja end, micropyle end. Basically, an embryo sac consists antipodals, central cell, egg apparatus. Antipodal, central cell, egg apparatus constitute an embryo sac. One by one we shall discuss. First one, we shall go from micropylar end. At the micropylar end, 3-celled structure or 3 cells grouped together form the structure is known as egg apparatus. In an egg apparatus, 2 synergid cells are present and 1 egg cell is present. Egg cell is also known as oospore. This is egg cell. These both are synergid cells. Among these 3 cells, egg cell is largest one than the synergids. Not in the embryo sac. In the egg apparatus, among these 3 cells, egg cell is the largest one. These are slightly smaller than egg cell. This egg cell, another name is oospore. These structures are vacuole, synergid vacuole. These are nuclei. Nucleus of the synergid, nucleus of the synergid. These synergids protect or give support or hold the egg cell in the embryo sac. And the special structure we have to discuss here. In each synergid cell, the finger-like protrusions are found. These finger-like protrusions are called filiform apparatus. So these filiform apparatus helps in the entry of the pollen tube into the embryo sac and up to the egg cell. So pollen tube entry is guided by these filiform apparatus along with these synergids. Also, the synergids and filiform apparatus, they absorb the nutrients from the surrounding nucellus and provide nourishment or food to the entire embryo sac. Guidelines of pollen tube are helping to the pollen tube to enter into the embryo sac for the fertilization process and also nourishment and also absorption of the nutrients or collecting the food from the surrounding nucellus. This is about an egg apparatus. Then coming to antipodals. Towards the chalazal end, three cells grouped together form antipodals or antipodal cells. So these antipodal cells may not be before or after fertilization degenerated, because antipodals also known as vegetative cells of the embryo sac. Vegetative cells. These antipodals are known as smallest cells in the embryo sac. Smallest cells. Entire embryo sac, smallest cells. Egg cell is among these three largest. So that's about antipodals. Then coming to central cell. Exactly at the middle of the embryo sac, one cell is located that is known as central cell. Inside the central cell, two nuclei are found. These nuclei are called polar nuclei. So polar nuclei present inside the central cell. Central cell is the largest cell in the embryo sac. These are smallest cells. This is the largest cell in the entire embryo sac. So what is the function of this central cell and polar nuclei in the sense? These polar nuclei fuse together form secondary nucleus. Secondary nucleus formed due to fusion of polar nuclei. While the pollen tube enter into the embryo sac, pollen tube carries one vegetative cell or vegetative nucleus and two pollen grain nuclei. One vegetative nucleus, two pollen grain nuclei, nothing but male nuclei. So here, when the pollen tube enter into an embryo sac, this vegetative nucleus is degenerated and one of the synergid also degenerated, and the first male nucleus fuse with egg cell, that is called true fertilization, and this second male nucleus join or fuse with secondary nucleus. So that is known as triple fusion or double fertilization. So this triple fusion or double fertilization later it leads to form an endosperm. Then here, after the fertilization, zygote is formed, then the entire ovary will develop into a fruit. The remaining ovules are developed into the seeds. This is the clear information regarding matured higher plants, embryosac or female gametophyte. I hope everybody understood. If you have any queries or doubts, please comment in the comment section. Definitely I shall clarify your doubts. In one more video I shall meet with one more unique topic. Till then, sign out. Mr. Karthikeyan here, mentor in NEET and all types of competitive classes, our biology subject.